Welcome back to another Am I Overreacting episode. I think next week we're going to get into Am I the Asshole? I was going to do it this week, but I didn't record it. And I literally spoke for like 40 minutes and didn't record a single thing. So here we are, Am I Overreacting? Part, I don't know, 7? I don't know. Anyways, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe if you like this at the end of the video. Don't like it now. Make sure you actually like the content. But subscribe, that would be great. It's completely free and it helps out the channel a lot. I'm really trying to grow this for you guys and for me. I really enjoy this content. So just let me know you like it by subscribing. Thank you. And comment your favorite story. Am I overreacting? My boyfriend is getting bothered that my friend gets me flowers. If it's a boy, I'm going to say you're overreacting because why is he getting you flowers when you have a boyfriend? We need to respect the boundaries. But let's see. My friend, okay, it's a female. My friend, female 19, gives me flowers every week or two. Today, I, female 18, told my boyfriend, male 20, they looked nice next to the ones he gave me. He got upset and said what I included, so the text. It's not like this is a surprise to him. It's been going on since we started dating. I thought it was harmless, but now I feel irritated by his messages. Am I overreacting for being bothered? Okay, it's just one text. They look super pretty next to yours. I'll show you them together once I throw out the old and put the new ones in the vase. Blank got you flowers again. No question mark, no period, no nothing. Well, yeah, LOL. She does this every week or two, you know. You know this. She's just sweet like that. Okay, but it's starting to feel weird and over the top. It's not like the two of you are dating. That's her way of showing her appreciation. It gives that vibe. If I didn't know you, I would think you both are a couple. It's oddly. Yeah, I don't think you're overreacting. I don't think he went crazy over the top about it. Like some of these stories that we see, just kind of making some statements, but I think for being a little bit insecure. But also I've never seen girls buy girls flowers like that. I think it's kind of a cool thing that you guys are doing, I guess. Showing appreciation and love for each other. Top comment, not overreacting. Your boyfriend shouldn't have a problem with you getting flowers for your friend to show appreciation. Question, does your friend know that it bothers your boyfriend? Just curious if she is contributing positively to the situation or negatively. OP says no, she doesn't know. She thinks he's okay with it, and she sometimes asks me to send pictures of the flowers he gave me so she can pick something out that doesn't clash. Oh, that's cute. Honestly, I don't know. She's really respectful about it, and she doesn't get me flowers on big days like Valentine's or me and my boyfriend's yearlies, as she wants him to have it to himself. Okay, he's definitely overreacting now because she's being super sweet, making sure the flowers go together so you can put them together in the house. That's such a, like, so considerate. My goodness gracious, so considerate. And then, like, not giving the flowers on Valentine's Day or, like, probably birthdays or anything like that. Super considerate. My goodness me. He is overreacting for sure. Okay, I forgot about how much the Am I Overreacting is just like so unnecessary. But it's fun to read. We get to see the drama, but why are we leaking our drama when we don't actually need advice? Because we know. Well, let's see. Am I overreacting if I finally break up with my boyfriend? So this is a long time coming. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. For context, we've been fighting on and off for weeks now. And whenever we do, he just sends me away. We don't live together and tells me that he needs space, aka pretty much ghosting me. This happened last week, and since then we've spent the week apart where he's pretty much not been talking to me at all. I've been trying to respect his busy work and not bother him too much, although I've tried to still show my love from afar by a small gift of these funny cat coasters to his house, which went totally unacknowledged. So Sunday was the fight, where he sent me away on an hour drive back to my place crying. Monday and Tuesday were radio silence with me trying to give him space. Wednesday onwards, you can see from the screenshots. Honestly, I know that I've played a part in arguing and fighting, but I feel like he's been so avoidant and uncooperative. I just feel so stupid now, but I'm finally accepting that breaking up is probably the best thing to do. So this is what I also kind of don't like about these, pictures. We see a segment, right, of people's lives and from one perspective, because it could be, I haven't read it yet, so don't hold me to this, but it could be that she says this fighting goes on all the time, right? Like it's going on constantly and then he ghosts her. Like, in my opinion, sometimes we just have to walk away, like if this shit's happening all the time, why does he need to pour his energy into it? But on the other hand, she's fighting for it. I don't know who initiates the fights, yada yada. There's so much to. So let's read this and then we'll make a decision. Hey Pooks, just been thinking about you. Hope your day's been okay. Thanks, you too. Sorry I didn't answer your call last night. It was late. Talk tomorrow. Can I call you after my tutorial tonight? Probably not. Very locked in, but text me if I'm free for sure. Okay, well either way, I just wanted to tell you I've been living in my head a lot lately, staring into a mental mirror and learning more about how my brain works, especially when it comes to conflict and communication. For the first time, some things are starting to actually click. I'm seeing patterns things in myself that I didn't fully understand before, and that clarity is giving me hope. I guess I just wanted to say that I'm growing, and I really hope you still want to grow with me too. This is when I call him and he didn't pick up. Hey baby, just in the middle of website update. We'll call tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Hope that the update goes good. Hey babe, I promise I'm not intentionally avoiding speaking with you today. Just in the middle of major website updates that I don't want to delay and need to stay locked in right now. Should have time over the weekend to call. She says you're really breaking my heart right now. This is just really bad timing. Each day without a payment method will make exponentially worse issues down the road. I don't want to lose everything I've worked for, so I need everything perfect before I apply to another provider. There are only so many payment gateways, and I've already burned Stripe, Afterpay rejected me. Therefore, really only PayPal left. I hope you understand. You'll be okay. I really love the text you sent last night. Keep going. Because this isn't a short talk, but everything will be okay, promise. I think this space is good for us. I'm trying really hard to be understanding and improve myself, but I don't really know how much longer I can hold on. And then he sends Eminem. I think we missed a text message because I see Eminem here. Now we don't even see like a whole text thing. A few days ago and I still haven't opened them. I was saving the moment to do with you. I know you're busy. I'm trying to be patient and give you space, but sometimes it's hard not to feel abandoned. I'm going to sleep now. I've spent the last week trying to stay calm and hold everything together, but every time I open up, you disappear. I get that deep relationship talks over text or calls aren't ideal, and I understand your schedule's chaotic, but no one is too busy to send a single text in days. That's not work, that's avoidance. If you're still in this, please call me tomorrow. If you don't, I'll have to take that as my answer. He says, you honestly ruined all the week's progress with one text. I'm not going to be manipulated into calling you, and I don't want to now anyways. Calling me manipulative for asking you to follow through on what you said you'd do is wild. I've been patient. I've been open. That's not enough, or if it's too much, then fine. Okay. So, wow. In the moment, right? If he's doing something for business and work, and it sounds like kind of a big deal, like they're having payment issues and they need to figure it out so they can actually make money with the business. That's kind of a big deal, right? So not having time to call if he's on business calls all day, it makes sense. The only thing I can say is you're not working all day, right? If you want to call, if she wants to call, you can talk to her that night or something. So I see where the issues are. If it's been happening for a while, I mean, it sounds like he was communicating pretty well on what he was doing, but also you can still make time. You know, it's hard because when you're in the moment and you're working on a job and you're just stressed out, sometimes you don't want to talk to anybody. And that's just like some people's coping mechanism of stress and working. They probably got him working a shit ton to fix this and he still can't get it fixed. And you know, it's stressful and he probably wants to be left alone, and he did communicate that, but not sending a text for days to your significant other is kind of crazy. But there's a lot of texts that we didn't even see, so it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird. I would say that, I don't know, because you did try to talk to him, because I was going to say try to talk to him about how you feel about all this. Maybe once the job is over, like once the job is finally over with, and then you guys can actually sit down and talk. I don't really see a fight here, though. Like, it's just, well, I do see the fight. I don't know what I'm talking about. It just doesn't seem as aggressive as some of these. This one, actually, these texts, it actually makes sense why we're here. Am I overreacting? It makes sense to me. The top comment says, friend, I think they're just not that in this relationship the same way you are. Even if my husband is drowning in work, he answers my phone calls, even if it's just for a couple-minute conversation. If he misses it, he texts nearly immediately to tell me he'll call me after he gets off the phone or whatever he's doing. Sometimes I just call him to say hi for a minute or two. If he calls me, I answer, call him right back. I genuinely don't understand how someone can be too busy to take a call for an entire day, let alone a week. If you care, you make time. If you don't, you make excuses. Find yourself a partner who puts in the same amount of effort as you. You matter and you deserve someone who values you. I think that's just a good way to put it. People view relationships differently, right? If he's swamped in work and he wants space, he needs to find somebody that can give that to him. And then same with OP. If you need somebody that's going to be there for you and that's going to answer your phone calls constantly and all that stuff, that's the relationship you need. I don't think it's about, well, it kind of is about wanting it, you know, if you want the relationship, if you're in the relationship, but also people just are different, man. And you got to find somebody that mends with you. I don't think either one of you are wrong for what you're wanting, but you're wrong to each other, you know? This is what I'm talking about. This one for sure is what I'm talking about, where it says, am I overreacting for walking out of my sister's wedding after she made a joke about my miscarriage during her speech? Why are we even online? Why do we need advice? Why do we need to talk about this? Obviously, you're not overreacting, but we'll read it anyways. I had a miscarriage last year at 17 weeks, and it broke me. My sister was supportive at the time, dropped off food, checked in a few times, but we didn't really talk about it much. I figured she was just giving me space. We've never been super emotional with each other, but I appreciated that she was there in her own way. At our wedding last weekend, everything was going fine until her speech. She thanked everyone, then out of nowhere said, "And a shout out to my little sister for not getting pregnant again and stealing the spotlight for once." It felt like my heart dropped. There was this awkward silence and a few laughs, but I was stunned. I got up and left the room, sat in the bathroom crying until my fiance came to find me, and then we left entirely. I mean, I guess they post this stuff because the next sentence shows how they grew up, you know? Because it says, "Now my mom says I overreacted and embarrassed the family." If your mom can't see what's wrong with that, and you grew up like that, then I understand why you need to come ask, actually. My dad says it was just a joke and I should have let it go. Oh my god, I just haven't answered my sister's text since. Maybe I'm still too raw about it, but I don't think what she said was even remotely okay. Am I overreacting? No. And I apologize for what I said before. There's a lot of ones that are like this that are clearly like, why are you on here? But this one makes a little more sense. When you have everybody in your ear telling you you're wrong, you need somebody to tell you you're right, you know? Not overreacting. That joke was nasty on multiple levels. Aside from her callous attitude about your miscarriage, everyone in the room heard her accuse you of repeatedly stealing the spotlight from her just by living your life. Has she shown signs of envy or resentment before? I don't see how you two can move past this without mediation, or family counseling. If your sister is still repeatedly texting you, I'd send her a neutral go-away message like, "I need some space, I will reach out when I'm ready," and then mute her number so you're not constantly getting pinged. If your parents can't restrain themselves from meddling by dismissing your feelings, do the same with them. Opie says you're right. The more I think about it, the more layers there are to what you said. It really did feel like a buildup of resentment.
That
A buildup of resentment I didn't know was there. She's always made little digs here and there, but I used to brush them off as her just being sarcastic. Now I'm second guessing a lot. I like the idea of sending a neutral message and stepping back for a while. I just need the space from all of it right now. I wouldn't make the message neutral. I'd be like, "You're a dirty asshole. Leave me alone." I don't know why you'd think that was okay. Thank you. Am I overreacting if I break up with him? Text exchange today between me, 22 female, and my partner, 23 male. I feel like the screenshots are pretty self-explanatory. A most unproductive conversation followed where I unsuccessfully tried to communicate that I had not brought his issue up out of insecurity, but simply out of a basic desire to feel wanted by my partner. He will not believe me and says I am asking him to change himself and put too much meaning on his actions. I am at a total loss for what to do or say. So it starts with her, this big-ass paragraph. Hey, I know you probably weren't aware of this. I'm not feeling like you don't like to spend time with me, but for a while now, if I ever spend the night at yours or come over, it's been because I was the one that asked to. Obviously, you always say yes unless you have something going on, and we enjoy our time together, but it's getting harder to always be the one asking to come over because it feels needy and a bit like I'm forcing the situation. It feels more like you're just okay with me being there when I want to be versus you actually wanting me there yourself, if that makes sense, which it does. That text is very well put together. Like, this is how you communicate your feelings. If you guys are having issues communicating feelings or like talking things out or like telling people how you feel, this is a really good example. It would make me happy if you were sometimes the one to ask me to come over or spend the night. I pretty much always want to, unless I specifically say I have something going on, but the more times in a row that I'm the one to ask, the more uncomfortable I've been feeling doing so. I'm not feeling hurt or upset, I just want to let you know. Good night. It's very clear, very concise, there's no judgment in that at all. Oh my god, and then this motherfucker. You need to stop asking people to desire things for you. If someone doesn't want something, then they won't do it. If they do, then they'll do it. It is literally impossible for you to have any direct control of that. I understand that you feel a certain way about yourself and it makes you uncomfortable, but you need to face that shit. I don't want a relationship that's built on insecurity and pretending. I want a real connection. I'm willing to be patient with you as you overcome your insecurities, but I'm not going to participate in letting them linger. Stop asking me to compensate for them. What is he even talking about? Like, he didn't acknowledge anything in that text at all. Top comment, not overreacting. Girl, I'm going to virtually hold your hand while I tell you this. I've been here and done this type of relationship. You can leave now and spare yourself a lot of struggling, or stay and learn a lesson about self-worth in a very painful and drawn out way. I don't know how long you guys have been together, but you communicated your feelings and thoughts literally perfectly. It wasn't accusatory or aggressive in the least, and he came back and turned it around on you. You're not even the problem here. He also didn't answer you until 2 p.m. the next day, which is super effing annoying because you know no one goes that long not on their phone. He didn't say goodnight to you. Meanwhile, you were probably thinking about him and worrying if you said something wrong. You didn't. These type of emotionally unavailable men who are incapable of realizing their own flaws and can do wrong are absolutely exhausting to be with. A real connection involves communication about hard things and accepting that you can do better better to make your partner feel better, not deflecting. If you leave him, I guarantee you that you will feel less stressed, less anxious, and if you have any insecurities, I think you'll realize that he's the one making you feel insecure because he's not a reassuring person or someone willing to put in equal effort. That kind of shit has you always second guessing yourself. If you're too much, you're not. You're doing great and you're better off without this nonsense. You deserve someone who wants you always and makes it known. An appropriate response would be, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that I wasn't asking. I'll make more of an effort to invite you over and initiate plans with you because I do want to see you. And then actually do it, not this, if they want, they will, you're overthinking nonsense response. How the fuck is him inviting you over compensating for your insecurities? Yeah, I did not understand that. Are you just supposed to magically assume you're wanted there with no evidence or effort on his behalf? Anyways, this super triggered me, as you can tell, lol, so feel free to message me if you'd like any more help talking through this. Very sweet person. People are so good at communicating on Reddit. I'm just gonna keep saying that every time. Let's see if OP responded to that at all. I don't see any response from OP, like any comments from OP at all down here. Well, anyways, OP, you communicated your feelings literally perfectly. Like they said, I've never seen anybody communicate their feelings so clearly and unaggressively as you did. So his response is absolutely out of line. And if he doesn't fix that, if you don't talk to him and he doesn't fix that and he doesn't see what he did wrong, you need to leave. Or you should probably just leave because that was just unnecessary. Am I overreacting? My boyfriend doesn't respect my boundaries. I'm going to break up with him. That I know for sure. For context, my boyfriend, 16 male, has problems. He's on the spectrum, but I feel like he has problems beyond that. In the message above, my boyfriend sent me a picture of his SH on his thigh. What is an SH? Oh, SH is like, I don't know if I can say it on YouTube, but I think a lot of you might know what it means. I did not know that. So he sent me a picture of his SH on his thigh. I cropped it, scribbled it out to the best of my abilities. This isn't the first time he's done this, hence the reason I told him that I've told him a bunch of times to stop. I can't tell if he's trying to rage bait me as a way to further his SH addiction, as if me being mean fuels him, even though I feel like I'm being reasonable. This isn't the first time he's blatantly ignored me setting boundaries. I feel like a crazy person. My words aren't being respected. I'm literally just in awe of how disrespected I feel in my own relationship. Is it crazy for me not to have his SH photos on my phone? Jesus Christ. Can you stop sending me that stuff? It's weird and I don't want it on my phone. He says, but it's your name.
You're joking.
Wow, this is not where I thought this was going. In what world does someone want to have a picture of that on their phone? It's supposed to be romantic. Well, it's not. I told you to stop multiple times. Do you hate me? What? No, I just need you to stop sending me pictures of you SHing yourself. It's not cute. I don't like those pictures. They freak me out. Yeah, Jesus Christ. You just don't understand the way I'm trying to share my love with you. You hear yourself? What the fuck? That's deranged. No, it's not. I'm sharing my struggles and you're just bullying me about it. This dude needs help. You need to talk to his mother. And if that doesn't work, you need to call the cops. To be honest. Bullying, if you feel like I'm bullying, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to stop answering you when you send me pictures of your SH. It makes me uncomfortable and you should be able to respect that. I understand that you think it's romantic that you put your initials in your thigh, but I don't agree with that. You do that on your own terms and don't send it to me. That's not me saying I hate you or that I don't love you. I just can't handle it. So you hate me. Cool, got it. Like, okay. He's 16, which means you're probably underage too, which means you guys are children. You need to leave immediately is all I'm saying. He needs help. He needs severe help. And why are you putting yourself through this? You're young. You need to get out while you can because what are we doing? Top comment, you probably need to get out of this relationship. My guess is that this is some sort of cry for help. Maybe he's showing you that he's SHing himself because he wants you to be concerned about him and give him attention. He even explicitly said at one point, I'm just sharing my struggles. But you're 16. Even if you were 24, I'd say it can't be on you to be his sole support. But given your age, it's doubly an issue that he's putting you in that position. It's not healthy for him or you. Is getting a third party, his family or guidance counselor, involved a possibility? Regardless of the why, he's obviously not well and he's ultimately being manipulative either way with the so you hate me reactions. Yeah, you need to get out. Get out, but you can love somebody from a distance. You can get them help. You can assist them, but it's not your responsibility and it's not your stress. It's just not. And then OP did respond and says, I think before I ultimately break up with him, I'm going to tell his parents because I doubt they know the extent of what he's going through. Also, yeah, dude, you need to be cautious about how you do it. You need to make sure people know, his family, the counselor. You need to make sure like everybody that's somewhat close to him knows, because if you break up with him, who knows what he's going to do? Because there's multiple options. He could do it because he's depressed, right? But he also could be doing it because he wants attention. So you just need to be careful before like something terrible happens, but you need to get out as soon as you can. That's a dark situation for sure. And I hope that you figure it out. Am I overreacting for asking my boyfriend to stop calling my C-section the easy way out? I'm not going to give my input until I read this. I'm walking on thin ice here. I, 25 female, gave birth to our son 6 months ago via emergency C-section. It wasn't part of the plan. Things got complicated and it was scary, but we're both okay now. Lately, my boyfriend, 28 male, has made multiple comments about how I didn't really give birth or took the easy way out. He always says it like a joke, but the more he says it, the more it stings. He once even said it in front of his sister, who thankfully shut him down. I've tried to talk to him about it and he just laughs and says I'm too sensitive. It's not a real insult, babe. I just mean you didn't have to push. I've explained that it was traumatic. It required surgery and I'm still recovering from it, but he keeps making the same stupid comment. I finally told him it really bothers me, and if he can't stop, I'm not going to laugh it off anymore. He got annoyed and said I'm making a big deal out of nothing. I'm feeling like I'm overreacted, but I also feel so disrespected. Am I being too emotional? Is it really just a joke? What I'm thinking is that, I mean, you said it yourself that it was scary, and what did you say? It was touch and go? What? Things got complicated, right? I'm sure it scared him too, and his reaction might be humor, to laugh it off and kind of avoid it. But I mean, when you say no, that's a boundary. No means no. I don't know, you got to find people that are like-minded as you, because obviously, I think in his head too, obviously it's not the easy way out. You know, things happen, it got complicated, bad things could have happened, but he's just saying you didn't have to push. I see, I'm not gonna lie, I see where he's coming from. I see the humor, but if you're not okay with that humor, he shouldn't be making it. But also, I feel like if we knew this about each other, we probably shouldn't have a baby, right? And he should find somebody that can take that sense of humor, and you need to find somebody that's more sensitive to what you feel when it comes to that kind of sense of humor. I don't think anybody's really overreacting. I think you guys just need to sit down and have a talk. So top comment, my mom was pregnant with me 2 weeks longer than she should have been, and when she finally went into labor, she stopped dilating at 7 centimeters. I think she was in labor for something like 15 hours and they couldn't get me to turn. I was not breech or properly positioned in the birth canal. I was fully horizontal. I went into fetal distress because her blood pressure kept going up, so they obviously knocked her ass out and performed a C-section. Maybe next time he makes that comment, you can say, well, next time I'll just die. Would that make me a real mom? This is not a joke. Childbirth is dangerous. It always has been, and C-sections are actually not the easy way out. They come with their own risks. Does he not realize that in the same way giving natural birth has a risk for post-birth infection, that a C-section, as it is an open wound, also has risk for infection? Does he not realize that healing from natural birth can be painful, particularly if you tear, but after a couple of weeks, but normally your body starts to regulate itself? C-sections require human intervention. They're not so easily jumped back from. In fact, I believe there are actually more physical limitations post-C-section than there are post-natural birth. 6 months ago, too, I think, is really soon to be maybe making jokes like that. Like, it's still traumatic, right? And then you have to deal with a 6-month-old. So everybody's on edge. You know, I think that with all the trauma from it, we should just support each other. And then if you want to make jokes about it later, you can make it. I just, personally, I'm not a woman.
What? No!
I can't really put my 2 cents into how that feels, you know, or how it will ever feel. But personally, I would probably make a joke like this to try to ease the tension, because I think it eased the tension, but if it affected them negatively, I wouldn't say it again. That's the biggest thing, right? Is if it affects the person negatively, you don't say it again. Yes, the joke may be funny in your head and you're trying to lighten the mood and just, you know, make something negative into a positive, but if they say stop and don't say it, then don't say it. But also, like I said before, if that's your sense of humor, you need to find somebody that has that sense of humor too. But now you guys have a kid, and I don't know how we didn't figure this out about each other sooner. All right, this is going to be our last story. If you guys like these stories, please give your input. I don't want to argue with people in the comments, but I love hearing your guys' opinions, because I'm an open-minded guy. When you guys give your opinions, I read them. And sometimes you guys change my mind completely on a perspective, you know? So definitely comment what your thoughts are below, whether you agree or disagree with some of these. And we'll just keep on pushing to the last story. Am I overreacting for finding a tampon wrapper in our trash? I live with a male partner. I haven't used them for 6 years. I was overseas for 2 weeks, but when I returned, that was the only thing in the bathroom trash bin. He has never had friends over at our place outside of parties we held together, and did not mention anyone coming over. He has lied to me in the past about social activities while I'm overseas, so this is not entirely unprecedented. Okay, I don't know how long you guys have been together, but if this is a constant problem of him lying to you about social activities and people coming over, why are we still with them? At the very least, I assume this means he had a woman in the house that he didn't want me to know about. Is there any other plausible explanation for this, or is it time to pack my shit? Well, the only thing that I can think of is I was in the army for a while. Tampons are really good for bloody noses, but I doubt people just keep tampons on them for bloody noses because that's a pretty rare occurrence. But I'm telling you guys, next time you get a bloody nose, take a tampon, blip, put it in your nose. Works like a charm. Update. Oh, that was it. Update though. The story as told by him is that this came from the bin underneath the trash bag and surely from his sister who visited over a year ago. Seems unlikely since I spent a year changing this particular bin and didn't notice anything before. Maybe it's true and we've both been blind to the single tampon wrapper for a full year, but the previous dishonesty makes it pretty difficult to believe. I suppose the moral of the story is that if you lie enough times, you don't have credibility anymore. It's literally The Boy Who Cried Wolf. It's a whole story. There's a whole reason for the story. It's a lesson learned, and you're not learning your lesson. You gotta leave. Thanks to the Peanut Gallery for the moral support. I'll be getting tested and figuring out a better living situation. Also, man, you guys are really on the other women leaving a message idea. Obviously, I think it's sketchy, but I don't think there's an elaborate female ploy here. No, I don't think you're understanding, actually. Women leaving a message, they put the tampon wrapper in there so you see it. There was nothing else in the trash and there's just a tampon wrapper. She probably left it because she found out that she was with somebody. It's not a ploy, it's just women helping women. It was a tiny piece of plastic. Dude clearly picked up something he didn't think was incriminating and put it in the trash because everything else was absolutely spotless when I arrived. And generally, y'all can't read tampon wrapper, not bloody used tampon. Top comment just says, ask him what he got up to while you were away and give him ample opportunity to voluntarily share. When he omits info about a woman being over, tell him you found the tampon wrapper and to try again. And LP said, that's the plan. We've been over how lies by omission and lying are both not really healthy in a relationship, so it's not like this is a new relationship norm I'm introducing. Just leave. Why do we stay? Like, yeah, through, sickness and health or whatever, but you guys are dating. The whole point of dating is to find out if you guys mesh and if you guys are good for each other. And if he's doing this shit all the time and lying to you, why are we still together? I don't understand that. I don't get it. But anyways, guys, that's for Am I Overreacting? Or that's all for Am I Overreacting? A lot of these stories are always about how dudes are pieces of shit. So on Wednesday, we are going to be doing r/nice girls, where it's just crazy women. And it's fun to read. I watched somebody else do it. I'll pop the name up here because I don't remember what their name is, but I'll put their name right here for credit. And then I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So make sure you put those notifications on if you want to see those stories, because some of these are nuts. But I will see you then. Peace.